And honestly, that's one of the reasons.
Brian,
why.
hold on, but I don't disagree with you in theory, but let's talk about sports, right? So I don't.
We're just gonna. Cut
I don't
off.
give a because it's a business, right? So I don't care.
Sports is a business. He's right.
What the Giants did in 2007 and 11.
Yeah, we've seen 2 Super Bowls,
because
and we still won another one. Don't you want another one?
I don't give a shit. I don't care if they win. If
That's
they never
true.
win.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, now that the Eagles have won, it's over. Like the NFL's done.
God,
Yeah.
why'd you?
I'll
have
still
to
watch it,
NFL.
of course.
Well, actually,
I'll
so
still watch it. Of
one
course.
of the things that I
cried.
can't stand about the NFL, right, is every year they're implementing more and more and more rules.
Well,
that
they're trying
don't
to make
make
it
any
safer.
goddamn
They're
sense.
trying to make
AKA regulation.
They're
Yeah.
trying to quote unquote make it safer.
Yeah, because this is a reaction. I think it's a knee jerk reaction to the backlash of the concussions that everybody's been sustaining.
Absolutely.
Like
Well,
people are
also
coming
the
out.
lawsuit.
The
Well, see,
lawsuits that
that's-
people are coming out saying, "Hey, you had concussions and you guys didn't help me, and now I don't have a fucking house."
Well, that's
or
the
anything.
thing, right? Is businesses that fail react.
Mm-hmm.
Businesses that succeed forecast.
That's what they're exactly. I 100% agree with that. They're
NFL is
forecasting the future.
reacting and versus forecasting.
I don't
the
know,
NFL
man.
is the
I
most
don't-
successful sports
Right now.
In
Well, there's
America.
but it's
Rome
also got
was
the
the
most
head of the world at one point, Matt.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know.
got the most controversy right now with the concussions and then people taking knees to the anthem.
Don't
and
get me started on either one because they're both stupid.
Listen,
But it's happening. Like there's no.
It's
they may be
possible.
stupid, but it's
Stupid
happening.
happens.
it's possible
know,
that
a
we've
lot.
seen the
I know.
peak of the NFL. That's absolutely that could be a reality. But I love football.
I
And
love
now-
the NHL.
football.
Isn't there
I
like
love
Rangers.
NHL too. I
isn't
love
there like
hockey.
a thing where like
Get rid of Lundqvist.
the owners or is it the commissioner that said now if you kneel like you
Well, okay, so now it's an NFL rule.
Yeah, how
The
does
only-
that rule work?
But the only thing is that
I'm gonna look.
guess
this up.
what? The NBA has the same exact rule. You're not allowed to kneel for the national anthem. You have to stand for the national anthem in the NBA. But guess what? Oh, Adam Silver is a cool guy and no one hates him because he's not as controversial as Roger Goodell.
Yeah, but do they even air the national anthem
They-
in the NBA? It's
You know,
not like
I-
the NFL. The
no,
NFL
no, no,
and
no.
the
So
NHL are the only two sports
so-
where they view the players.
Well, the
during
thing is with the
national anthem.
NFL, they made a deal with the Army. That's why they do the national anthem. I think 20 years ago they didn't do it.
Right? Because there's a lot of Army
20 or
presence
25
on the field.
Yeah, they have Army presence. Listen, if you want to kneel, that's your prerogative. But when you're a business, there could be consequences. Like when I worked for the financial firm, I couldn't kneel at the office.
Okay, so I actually read
They
it
don't
right
do the
now.
national anthem though when you get to work.
No, they don't. But meaning like I wasn't even allowed to talk politics on the phone.
Right.
And the thing is, I could.
Well, that's
but
the thing.
consequence would be
Well, at the
maybe
end
I
of
would
the
get
day, the
fired.
NFL is a
That's
business.
that's
or
a
you get,
possibility.
you get written up, or they
Yeah, you
send
get
home.
written
Right.
up, fired.
So the rule is this: the NFL owners have unanimously approved a new national anthem policy that requires players to stand if they are on the field during the performance.
Otherwise, they
But-
have to
So
stay
it's
in the
so it's
locker
weird
room.
that it says
No.
unanimous
Yeah.
because Jed York from San Francisco, he said he didn't even vote on the policy.
yeah. Well, and then it also says, but if it also gives you the option
stay in
to
the
remain
locker
in the
room.
locker room if you prefer it
Yeah.
was announced. So
Which that's an option. Also, Woody
now-
Johnson,
but
the
now I
owner of the
guarantee
Jets,
you-
the owner of the Jets said that he would pay their fines
yeah,
if they
that's pretty
decide
awesome.
to kneel.
That made me like the Jets for a second. I'm like, what?
Well,
I like that he's saying you can't tell me what to do.
Let's
do
not get
whatever you
crazy.
want. We
But-
suck anyways.
But the thing is when you work for a corporation, listen, there's going to be rules and guidelines that
Yeah.
you have to find,
Yeah.
to follow.
Well, now-
even if you don't agree with them, you're
Now-
going to have to follow them. And listen, they don't have to. I'm not saying that they shouldn't kneel or they should kneel.
Mhm.
I'm not black. I don't know the issues.
yeah.
That's the truth. But if you kneel and they don't want you to, there could be consequences. You don't have to play in the NFL.
Okay,
you
so
could go find a day
I
job
wanna
if
go
you
Here,
want.
hold on. Well, here's my view. Because at the end of the day, I know I get a super bad reputation as being an uber conservative, and I'm not. I'm a libertarian, and I agree in principle with the right to kneel because I believe that anyone should be able to do what they want to do within reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, as long as you're not
with
hurting
that-
anyone else.
With that said, I find it extremely disrespectful, especially considering the military, Army, Navy, and whatever Marine presence at any sporting event
Mm-hmm.
to kneel in front of those people that are willing to lay down for your life.
But
You
the,
know,
the
NF
only
but the
the only
NFL
argument that I've heard
No.
is you kneel to pray.
well,
out of respect
like
for
Tim
God.
Tebow, like Tim
Yeah,
Tebow.
but we know that the kneeling
But I
is.
know-
Oh,
I
actually, no.
understand.
Hold on. There was a thing I saw where it showed. I think it was on. I want to say it was Fox, but I mean, it couldn't. It might not have been. But basically, they were saying, "Look at these football players. They're kneeling during." And I forget what team they were on. But apparently, those football players were not kneeling during the anthem. In fact, it was before before it was during like the pre-game practice or whatever,
The warm up.
and they were kneeling to pray.
Yeah.
And they said, "Dude, we were praying. What the hell are you guys trying to stir up over
I love
there?"
how you
Okay,
threw
so-
Fox in there.
So
No,
one of the,
I think it was Fox.
one
I
of
think
the
it may have been
people,
CNN.
one of the
I
people
don't
that
think
I
it was
have to
CNN.
give
I
respect
think it was.
to, even though I hate the Philadelphia Eagles,
I don't know. Actually,
Malcolm Jenkins. He does
It
not
was the
kneel,
Eagles. That's who it
but
was.
but the thing is, he does
That's so
not
funny.
kneel. He does like the fist, like Jesse Owens did at the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't kneel. He's respecting the flag, but he's doing stuff off the field to help to find a solution to the real problem.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're kneeling, it's just a gesture.
Yeah.
What was great was Colin Kaepernick. He not only
I'm
kneeled.
really glad
I'm
to
not
hear you
saying-
say that
I'm
because
not
a lot of
saying-
people get pissed.
Yeah,
They
I'm
go,
not-
"Oh, get up!
I'm not
I'll
saying-
shoot you."
you
And
know,
I'm like, "Whoa, wait!"
I'm not necessarily saying that I agree with kneeling. I don't think I would kneel, but obviously I'm not as close to the issue as them.
You know what I would do?
But
I'd
he
pants
gave
myself.
he gave $1 million to the cause.
Yeah.
And then like Chris Long, he doesn't kneel. He's on the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate the team, but I can
He's a shit
respect
team, yeah,
that
I hate him.
he gave up his whole salary this year
No.
to go towards the issue. So I think those are the guys that they're using their platform.
But now the thing is, they're not being. Nobody's talking about them.
I know that's
They're
the
just
thing.
shutting them.
Because they're the minority within the kneeling, and that's
Yeah.
that's
What
the
they
problem.
should do is promote
the
them.
people who kneel are the minority, but it's like
no.
it's just
I
a
mean,
gesture
as
to
far
me.
as the
That's what it
percentage,
is. It's-
they're a very small percentage of the
Yeah.
kneelers. A lot of the kneelers are doing it because it's kneeling, and we want to stand up to the government and the
well,
people.
I think the
and
thing
the
is that
oppressors.
it's popular. That's why I think they
It's a
kneel.
fad.
It is a fad.
But it
So
was all
Colin
orchestrated
Kaepernick-
by Colin Kaepernick.
That's what
Good
I'm
for
thinking.
him,
I
man.
think Colin Kaepernick is the actual guy who started it, and for the reasons that he did it, I don't
He
know.
did donate money too. I think he.
Yeah, no,
donated
he
millions
donated
of
$1 million, and I
Yeah.
understand that there's been obviously some sketchy things with the police and black citizens,
Yeah.
but
Oh, sketchy. That's a lot. Man. That's
you know,
messed up.
I respect it. I respect that he went from sitting to kneeling
Yeah.
after talking to that Marine.
Mhm.
I forgot the guy's name. I think his name was Nate, and he was a long snapper on the Seahawks
I
for a
think his
little
name
bit.
was G.I. Joe.
And he was a Marine. Yeah, he was a
G.I.
Marine.
Joe.
So I mean, I
Captain
can
America.
respect that. I would not kneel,
Yeah.
but I respect that they have the right to. But you know, like any business, you're gonna have guidelines and consequences for your actions.
Well, you said something at the beginning of this that I picked up immediately. You were like, "Listen, I'm not black, so I don't understand."
yeah,
the
I don't
issues."
understand the real
But
in-depth issues.
here's what this was trying to do. It was trying to get you to go. Well,
Maybe there
what
is a
are
problem.
The issues?
Yeah.
and that's it. That's what they wanted to do, and I'm so glad that.
they want to bring light to the issue, and it makes sense.
And now people are like, well, because at first they were like, you shouldn't kneel, and they and then there's like the background noise, whatever. They're saying, oh, well, the anthem, this, and the military. But now people are kind of starting to go, why are they kneeling? Well, what's the point? And now we're
Well, I
kind of
think at
going,
this
oh,
point-
that sucks.
I
I mean, you
agree-
still don't want to kneel, but why did they do that for that long? And now people are starting to
I
kind of
agree
find
at the
out.
point that now it's like it's not about kneeling; it's about the next action. Like
Yeah.
the kneeling is done.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, here's the thing.
Find a solution to the issue. That's what you need to do. It's like kneeling isn't going to do anything. It's just a gesture. Like Malcolm Jenkins, like put your money in, try to go meet with people in Washington D.C. and
Was
actually
Malcolm
get
Jenkins the guy that got benched on the Patriots?
no,
that's Malcolm
no,
Milch.
that's
No,
Malcolm
Mitchell.
Butler. Malcolm Butler.
Bill
Thanks for
Belichick.
mentioning
That's
that.
Malcolm
I
Butler.
remember this.
No, that's Malcolm Butler, and
Yes.
he was the hero versus Seahawks.
Yeah.
he's the one who picked off that
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, but they
At-
benched him
at
in the
the gun.
fucking this Super Bowl.
Well, yeah,
I thought it was
and-
because he
Good
kneeled.
time to bench him.
Yeah.
See, oh god. Oh,
All
God.
right, so
But you know what though? I got to interject.
Yeah,
here.
no,
go
no,
ahead.
I
say
can't
something,
help.
Chris.
Go
I
for
it.
understand that you don't agree.
Well, no, it's not that I don't agree because again, I agree with the principle of kneeling because I think people should be able to speak what they want. I believe in freedom of speech.
Absolutely,
I'm a
yeah.
libertarian.
that's a good
But-
rule.
At the end of the day, I'm not black, so I can't pretend to understand what it's like to be black in America at this time or any other time. But I think where the dissension is between the people that don't understand the kneeling is look at the people that are kneeling, right? They're not the common people, right? Let's just look on the surface. These are NFL superstars.
They are.
Or people that make more money than the people that don't agree with it for the most part in principle. And I think like you said, Brian, people are just starting to realize it now, and the reason why it's taken so long
What
is
was,
the
like, they're like,
people-
what was that argument about again? That's
well,
pretty
the
much
people
what it is.
that are making the argument aren't real people to the people. Like, we are the people. We're the middle class or whatever class you want to consider us at this point.
You're probably upper middle.
I might be upper middle.
Upper middle.
But
I am
but at the end of the day,
I'm
those
down
people
low.
make more in a day than I make in a year.
Yeah.
Right? So
That's
And
true,
more
yeah.
like
I
in
can't-
more like in an hour. They
I-
make more than me in
right,
an hour.
whatever. I can't relate to them.
Uh-huh.
So that's what doesn't help the cause, is these people aren't relatable characters to everyday life.
No, absolutely. But the way that they look at it, and I understand at least their perspective, is that they're the ones who had the platform, so they have to speak for the people that can't.
I'm not
Exactly.
disagreeing, but I'm just to
No,
answer
I
Brian's
yeah,
question
no,
is why
absolutely.
it's taken so long to get to that
understand what
point.
you're
I
saying.
like to break things down to a form that I can understand, so I use my geekness, and I go like this. Pretty much, they're like superheroes.
You're so
right?
cool, Brewster.
Yeah.
You're not a geek.
So like superheroes are larger than life characters that are. I mean, it's almost hard for us, like Superman.
You don't even see them as people.
Exactly.
Batman, don't
and
bring
I
up
think that's a
Superman.
lot
and
of the
that's
problem.
like the NFL players.
Twitter. That's the problem with Twitter. It's like you could just bash people and it's faceless.
Yeah,
it's
it's no-
anonymous.
yeah, there's
it's
no
so
face, yeah.
stupid. I hate the trolls.
But these
on Twitter.
guys, that's why I and this
Go
is
screw
where,
yourselves.
This is where I go like this. It takes a lot of balls for an NFL player to risk his career. Like Collin Kaepernick, his career's done, dude. Nobody picked him up. He does not play in the NFL anymore.
Yeah.
He's not. And I don't think he's ever going to get picked up because of the controversy that he brings with
Yeah,
him.
he probably won't.
He sacrificed him as like a martyr.
He definitely sacrificed. I think a lot of people think that he's better than he was. They think of him as better quarterback than he actually was.
Okay, hold
like
on.
if it's
Somebody
let's say
made a
Aaron
point.
Rodgers. Let's say Aaron Rodgers kneels. Is he playing on a roster?
Oh yeah, he's playing.
Oh,
all
yeah,
day.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
If Tom Brady kneeled,
If-
he would
if
still
Tom
be in
Brady
the
kneels.
Super Bowl
Tom
starting
Brady.
quarterback.
Well,
Like
hold on.
if Le'Veon Bell kneeled, he would be back in the game. Antonio Brown kneels, he's back in the game. Like you're trying to
Actually,
win
I don't
football
know, man.
games.
I don't know. It might be good. Well, here's the thing. For Collin Kaepernick to not get picked up by any team, though, even as a third stringer, that's a little iffy.
Yeah, no, I think he's better than some of the quarterbacks in the league.
And I think
I could agree with that.
That's like
maybe
just
not all
teams-
the starters. I think a lot of people think
He
that
doesn't
he's
have to
better
start.
than he was.
Yeah,
No,
he
I
doesn't
know,
have to start.
but I think he could be a backup quarterback in the league. But does he want to be a backup
But he
quarterback
can
in
also,
the league?
he's got like he went to a Super Bowl, right? And
Yeah.
he played in that.
Yeah,
Super
Trent
Bowl.
Dilfer went to Super
And
Bowl.
he should
What's your
have won
point?
that Super Bowl, but the Ravens cheated and turned off the
The
lights.
lights went off.
Yeah, so he should have won that Super Bowl. But either way, he's got that experience. So I would have put him as a third stringer on my team.
But okay,
and
so
fucking guide
but
my
the thing,
rookie quarterback.
The thing that I have not heard is him saying that he wants to be a backup quarterback. Does he want to be a starter or a backup? Has he said anything?
I don't. I think he.
I haven't heard
taken a team.
anything.
Well,
I haven't heard it.
Here's the thing. The reason why he's not going to say anything is everybody fucking hates him.
Well, yeah, but you know
But the-
why
but the
people
thing
hate
is-
him is because he put his name on something, and then when people asked him to come out and answer questions, he's refused thus far. He doesn't answer questions as to whether he wants to play or doesn't want to play.
Well, I think you got to remember.
He's
you
done
gotta,
a poor job of defending himself.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now I'm gonna.
I think
I
we
wanna
need-
try to
I
paint
think
the
we need
picture
to
like
get
this
off
now.
this topic soon because none of us are black. We
well,
don't know.
No, I know.
But look,
I'm
I
just
I
saying-
love black people.
I did Ancestry.com,
think-
and I may be part black. Just pointing that out.
I think
So-
I think that the thing is, listen, there's stereotypes to every sort of person.
Huh.
Every person's different, man. There's great black people out there. There's terrible white people out there. It's a person by person. We got to give shout outs to some of our teammates.